day. Welcome to the Conformance Office Hours meeting for November 3rd, 2020. I'm Rian Clements, your host for today. Keep in mind that this meeting is being recorded and will be shared via the internet on YouTube shortly. And keep in mind we abide to the Kubernetes Code of Conformance, or CNCF Code of Conformance, and code of conduct, and please be excellent to each other. So thank you, Epi, for taking the notes. And let me go. It's a short agenda, and we are fairly short on people, I think, because of the time change and the elections in America. But so the first point on the agenda, we had last time in the meeting the proxy endpoint for node proxy, an issue up for that to make it, to figure out how exactly we're going to test them for conformance. And the possibility was raised that it should actually might not be valid for conformance, so we took it to the node, to SIG node for discussion. And in the meeting on the 7th of October, they informed us that they actually created these endpoints right from the beginning when developing Kubernetes, and the purpose for which they created is probably not valid anymore, and they would likely deprecate it soon. So the changes that would be required to make them conformant, SIG said they would not be willing to make those changes, as they would probably in the next release or two start looking at deprecation. So in this meeting, I would like, we have a small contingent, but I would like to propose that we actually mark them as ineligible until either they get deprecated or SIG get back to us to get these endpoints ready for conformance, which is probably not going to happen. Any comments on that? Any support for that?
It's probably good just to have discussion here and then put it out to the mailing list as well, pointing to our PR at API Snoop to mark them as deprecated in our in the YAML, I think, that we used for noting which endpoints are deprecated or that are not available for conformance and eligible for conformance. Thanks.
Okay, so we can mark them then, or put them out in the mailing list, and maybe also note it in Slack that we discussed it. And before end of this release, it would be good if we can then mark them as ineligible. Then, on a happy note, we did share it earlier in Slack. If we can share this with the meeting, we have officially killed all technical debt back to 1.11. There's only some technical debt starting at 1.11. So well done for SIG scheduling. They helped us clear the last of 1.14. There was some 5 there that got killed in this release. So we're really moving the line back to the very beginning. So thank you very much for everybody that helped us get there. Okay, that is the only agenda points that we have at the top for open discussion. I don't know if anybody want to add anything else, Clayton. If there's nothing else, let's move on to the important PRs. We had a message and a issue raised against the timeout for replication controller lifecycle test. So this morning we updated the timeout for that. Thank you very much, Epi. So that should fix it. It is just rerunning the Bazel job, and that should be ready for approval shortly. So we will reach out to the relevant people to get that approved. Then,
it's a real short PR. It might be fine just to put it in front of Dim's and Clayton's eyes for a minute if you want to pull it up. Just look at the actual files change. First off.
Yeah. Let's go there. File change.
Originally, we had 30-second timeouts on a lot of this, and there was one particular section where we were getting flakes, and I increased that from 30 to 120. And that was when we were waiting for the available replicas event to return. And my hope is that will get rid of our flakes. Thanks, Clayton.
Good. Thank you for that. Then the next issue to discuss is the pull request for the pod status resource lifecycle test. Stephen, what's the latest update there? I see we had a fail again today. You want to talk us through it?
Those failures this morning are related to another flaky test that Aaron mentioned this morning to do with the kube control test that's failing. So those, if you look at the PR history,
Let's go here. Where do you want to go?
Just open up one of the details, and then we can go to the PR history.
Good. Do that.
Yeah, so there's been a stack of tests run against the E2E. Yeah, so those tests there it relates to that other test that's been flaking that got flagged this morning.
For that test, I think I saw there was an update for that as well. Right around the place, there's the update. It's also busy running in Bazel, so hopefully we can rerun as soon as that has run again and get us. So other than that, this test is steady as a rock, you would say.
Yeah, pretty much. We got some good feedback from John last week.
Good. Let's have a look then at the next one, which is resource lifecycle test for the deployment resource. What is our situation there? Everything running well. So next step, you are comfortable if we can get the LGTM and approve on this?
Yeah. So if you probably just want to show the code changes at the top.
Let's do that. Let's go. There we are.
So if you go, that's just the imports and stuff. So if we go a bit further down, the big thing, hold a second, sorry, just trying to see if we, I increased the, if you look at 216, a little bit further down there, I've increased the timeout on that test to 1 minute. And also, if we scroll a bit further down to the delete section, where we're listing a bit further more, fetching, patching, yeah, still a little bit further along. Yeah, fetching.
There we are.
Yeah,
delete
if we go,
there we are.
yeah, so in the delete section, yeah, on that line, this is where you are, under the delete options, I switched it so that the grace timeout is set to 0, so that just speeds up the whole process of removing the pod and hopefully getting a event back a lot sooner than it had been in the past.
Perfect. That
So
should
I think that takes
resolve
care of
that.
the last flaky error messages we had a little early last week.
Okay. Yeah, that actually ran quite good. It rarely flaked last week, so it was actually a good looking situation even before the fix. So this is also ready
to
for
summarize,
LGTM and approve.
we're ready for LGTM and approve on those last two PRs, the one for +4 and the one for +6.
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, once
I'll drop those in the Zoom chat as well. So
we still need those tests to be rerun so that we've got the appropriate checks ticks in place.
Yeah.
Let's run them now.
I've dropped them into the chat. 93458, 93459. I think Clayton's the only person on the call who has the what it takes. The ownership of the.
Yeah, once it gets tagged looks good to me, I'll come back and refresh this. If y'all want to drop that on in the next, like right at the end of the meeting, I have to drop it in 10 minutes, but I'll come back and
Sure.
drop it once it's been tagged. Looks good to me.
Thanks.
Thanks, Len. We'll tag LGTM on that and assign you.
Good. Thank you very much for that. And then the did I not throw it in the pod proxy? Oh yes, I did. Okay, so pod proxy. Stephen, if you just want to run us through what you did to fix that with the verbose updates. Just do it.
Yeah, if we just flick to the code change.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we're bumping versions, and we go down to so and here we're just setting up an appropriate JSON response so that it will return both the body of the message as well as the method. So that does it for both the HTTP and an HTTPS request.
And that would then help us to sort out the bot proxy with path and service proxy with path. Once that's passed, you will update this test, and that's the last outstanding point that we need for this test to be ready. Am I right?
Yeah. So the other code is already merged. We're just waiting for the image to be available, so the appropriate image can be used in this test. And I've already got some code prepped ready to go on here, so that we're able to use that return JSON method, so that can confirm what was actually sent to the pod as a verification. So just waiting for the image to be available.
Perfect. Clayton, if it's okay with you, this test did run quite well. We were only needing this change. So once we've made it, we will also reach out. If you can just review that, we'll really appreciate, because we are running a little short on time to get these things into the test grid. And I think that brings us to the last of our tests that need review. Any other points that we can add or discuss?
Scroll down just a little bit further, if you wouldn't mind clicking on the API SIG Conformance progress. I just wanted to go over our new thoughts on release blocking so that we have a place to have a conversation when this happens. So just launch that real quick and take a look, and note that before this merge, the graph does not show any of the horrible orange that are the new GA endpoints without test. Now, if you go back to that, the pull 401 to API Snoop, that is the job. So back to the document and open the proud job. This is the, if you look on files changed, this is the cloud build YAML that we're currently using to generate it. It's the 4th tab on files changed.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. And we go through some steps to get a GitHub token that we've stored in GCB. We check out the hub command so we can create the PR from within the job and use the bot to do so. And then we use our API Snoop DB to run the coverage to generate the JSONs and move that into the API Snoop repo. And then finally, on the last step, we copied it into place and pushed the PR through. It's still loose and a little bit messy at the moment. If you go back to that API Snoop 407, you can either just change the URL or go back and click on it. So this is the PR that's a result of that job by the bot 17 hours ago. And if you click on files change, we're gonna try to find a way to make it a little more clean to read, but there was a lot of changes within the diff. The main thing is to note there are now 2 untested endpoints that are about to show up. And if we go down to the bottom, I think we can even see what those are. Maybe not. So let's go ahead and merge that, Rian, if you can. If not, I'll go ahead and merge it so then we can just go back and that will update the front of API Snoop, the website. This helps to understand how we tie together the API Snoop DB with the jobs, with the detection of new endpoints. Thank you for merging that one.
Good. Thank you very much.
And let's just give it a go back to the API Snoop site, and Apple R, Control R, whatever your favorite reload the site command is. And you'll need to go to the conformance page, conformance progress. I mean, we'll note a change here, and the data will say it came from the 3rd of November. But the main thing is scrolling up a bit, and there'll be a little. There should be a little line there on conformance program.
3rd of November, correct?
I don't see the change in conformance that I was expecting at the top there on that last one.
Yeah, it didn't bring.
Maybe there was something that we missed.
What we could do is we could have a look here, and we could have a look and see. No, sorry.
But they're there. Scroll down. They are there. Go back.
They're there. Or
yeah, go back to the front page. Just click on home. Sorry about this.
No problem.
Just scroll down to the bottom, and it actually shows that there are 2 stable. It's internal API server and open API ID. It's get service account, open ID configuration, and get service account, open issue ID. And they're neither tested nor conformance tested. And so we should probably link to those. And if there's any conversation or direction that either you have, Dennis or Clayton, would love that. But that's the meeting.
Good. So we'll have to follow up on these because they will definitely block us because we don't want more technical debt for this release.
Yeah. I think well known as a completely new category with some of this OpenID connection. Do either of you know what SIG that would be? It's service account, but it's OpenID related. SIG auth, I guess.
Oh, have a look at it and see if we can figure out who it belongs to. Good. Thank you for that great work. I think that concludes our meeting in a very short run for today. Clayton, thank you very much for having a look at those VRs for us. to get that on the test grid this week. And as we always say, I'll give you back half an hour of your day. Thanks for attending the meeting, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, everybody.